All right. Hello, everyone. And for those of you over there, I'm back here.
Jump.
I know, I need a stool. Thank you guys so much for coming to the Microsoft Stream session. My name is Christina Torok, and I'm the Product Marketing Manager for Stream.
And I'm Owen Paulus. I'm the Group Program Manager for Stream.
Yes!
Woo for you!
So thank you all so much for coming today. We are going to spend a lot of time talking about new things coming to Microsoft Stream. And to go ahead and kick us off really quickly, raise your hand if you use Stream, you have customers that use Stream. Oh, wow, all right. Okay, that's awesome. I'm so glad, because 2 years ago it was like silence. So thank you guys for coming today. So it seems like most of you guys are pretty familiar, but just for the 2-second elevator pitch, we see customers using Microsoft Stream as a hub, a platform, and a communication tool. As a application, we see Microsoft Stream being used for curated content management within organizations. We see customers leveraging some of the capabilities that we have with AI, like speech-to-text transcript search, and also some of the new integrations we have with forms to allow you to put quizzes and videos on your quizzes and forms on your videos. And then also the ability to create content and the interactivity. As a platform, I'm sure most of you in here probably also use Teams and SharePoint and Yammer, I hope. And so hopefully you're using Stream as well, embedding them on your SharePoint corporate intranets and using some of the capabilities that we have in Teams and Yammer for live events and also for meeting recordings. So I want to spend a couple minutes to share some customer stories with you guys, some usage of Stream out in the wild. But before I get into those use cases, I wanted to take a minute, and hopefully this resonates with what you all see in your organizations as well. When we're out talking to customers, we have kind of 3 roles and 3 scenarios that come up all the time. The first one is usually with corporate communications. Our corporate communicators want to be using live events to amplify their CEO's voice, to create engagement through video and authentic conversation. The second is, of course, the IT admin. How many IT admins are in here? Okay, a lot. This is Ignite, so I guess I'm not that surprised. So IT admins, they need the control to be able to manage centrally, but they also want to give people like Corp Comms their own freedom and flexibility to really own the solution and the content management. And then lastly, training and learning. And it's not just siloed to the one division in your organization that does training and learning. It's everyone in the organization. So, and one of the customer stories I'm going to share really touches on being able to empower everybody from your first line workers that are in your retail stores to people you have working on an oil rig in the middle of the ocean, to be sharing their expertise with their company. So it's not just top down. So one of the first stories I want to share come from a wonderful customer named Cerner, and they are in the audience today. Very excited to have you guys here. So they've been using video a lot. They do a lot of live events, and they do this because they want to drive a more connected organization and have a certain level of engagement that enriches their culture. So one use case that they have, and it started out with on every Wednesday at 2 p.m. across all of their campuses worldwide, they have Warm Cookie Wednesday. All of the cafeterias on the campuses at 2 o'clock give out free warm cookies. People line up. Hundreds of people will get in line for this. It's a big thing. If you're a cookie fan, you get it. So they decided, you know what, let's tap into this. This is a unique part of our culture, so let's tap into this. So Cerner started live streaming a cookie taste test every Wednesday, and they would sit down, and they would get their cookies and their milk, and they would do a very serious review of the cookies that week and share that out to the company. So it just went crazy, it blew up, everybody loved it, it was so exciting. And so they said, you know what, why don't we sit down and make this into a thing where our leaders can join us for the cookie taste test, and they can talk to the company. Not about priorities for the company, not about quarterly results, but just have a regular conversation. Tell us about what you did last weekend. Do you have a family dog? How are your kids? So because of this, they've actually seen engagement in the organization growing. People are loving it. And the second case study I want to share with you, it comes from Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm is using video in a lot of ways. They're doing their CEO broadcasts, they're doing AMAs, so they live stream Ask Me Anythings to their organization, and people can come and ask questions and get candid answers. So they're creating this level of not just connection, but also transparency between leadership and then all the folks on the ground. One of the unique ways that they're using video, which I really got excited about, was they're empowering all of their store managers. So in all of the Mattress Firm stores around the world, all their store managers are empowered to record videos to help share their expertise with other salespeople and people out in the field. And it's anything from making a quick mobile video about a new mattress you just got in. Tell us what you think. We have the corporate video that tells us this is how big it is, and this is how firm it is. But tell us, how are customers reacting to it? Do they like it? What do they like about it? And so this is kind of the learning and training that I was talking about, where it's not just top down, it's the experts that are in the field, that are talking to the customers, creating quick videos and sharing them across the organization. And this is where I do a plug for a session you should not miss. So if you want to hear more from those customers, and also from EY will be joining, we have a panel on Thursday where they will do Q&A, they'll take questions from the audience, and you can talk to them about not just their use of stream and video, but also Yammer and some of the other products in Office 365. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Owen, who's going to talk a little bit about the vision of Microsoft Stream.
All right. So that's a great update on where we are with some customers today and rolling things out. We just wanted to give you guys a quick sneak peek into where we think things are going with the introduction of AI and other things into video. And so one of the things that I think people can relate to is when you think about how videos in your personal life, it's kind of everywhere in your personal life when you think about the way you use it on social media and the way you share and communicate. But it hasn't quite penetrated the workplace in the same way. And so we spend a lot of time talking to customers and thinking about how can we make it easier for video to be as useful in your work life as it is in your personal life. And so we see that in a couple different ways. And so one is with shorter videos. And so making it just easier to create those shorter videos in the workplace and make it easier for people to feel confident that they're going to show up the way they want to at work. And so when you see in a little bit when we talk about some of the creation tools we're bringing, including screen recording and capture on mobile, trying to make that easy. But also longer videos. So when you look at meeting recordings and capturing events like this, there's a lot of information that's locked up inside of those videos. And so we're looking at what can we do with AI to make it possible to unlock the information in there and make it easier to work with videos like documents. And you've seen us start to do that in Stream with the face detection and some of the other things, including search and transcription. And we just want to build on that in the future. And so this, we just want to share with this select group of people here a small preview into where we see things going. And of course, it's with a video.
Video is more important than ever. Microsoft Stream gives you new ways to communicate and learn with Microsoft 365, infusing video with powerful AI that everyone can take advantage of. Take this employee Q&A, for example. If we understand the information within the video, the sentiment of sound bites, topics, to-dos, or people mentioned, the Q&A can be broken into much smaller segments. These short stories become snackable, more like the paragraphs and bullet points of a document. Easy to share, but still rich in information. Imagine employees getting videos with highlight reels customized to them, based on data that lives in the graph. Or using AI to understand when a video has a talk track, and then enhancing the voice, separating it from excessive background noise.
The engineers get so much more like context and color. So the engineers get so much more like context and color.
Video interaction with PowerPoint Designer would get smarter, suggesting and formatting vibrant video content, blurring the lines between videos and presentations. And video could be a hub of information, a knowledge management experience that only surfaces relevant search results and app mentions, to-dos, or topics that link viewers to related documents and people. Opening up the MP4 file format means that video can behave more like a document, a complete idea made up of easily shareable and reusable pieces, unlocking the power of video with Microsoft 365.
All right. So that's hopefully an exciting vision of the future, but let's talk about what's available today and in the near future. And so the first thing I want to talk about is, and this is something that came up a lot last year at Ignite. I feel like a lot of people we talked to at the booth were interested in when migration was going to be available from Office 365 video today. And so for anybody who hasn't noticed yet, it is available. And we're here and ready to help you guys with your migration. One of the things I wanted to call out is Johnny Lopez from Slumberjay is in the audience. Can you raise his hand if he's here? Oh, he's right here in the front row.
Yeah, Johnny.
And he recently, migrated his company, and he's graciously volunteered if anybody wants to talk to him about his experience. He's happy to chat afterwards, and of course, stop by the booth afterwards, and we're happy to talk. And so, we really encourage you guys to put your plan together in the near future and figure out how you want that migration to look. And if you have any questions for us about things that are available or what you need to make that successful, please come and talk. The other thing that you probably saw in the demo in the keynote, and you just saw in that video there, is the voice enhancement feature. So that's another example of bringing AI to make it just easier to use video in the workplace. And so taking a video that was previously unusable and making it, kind of rescuing that video and making it, shareable and easy to use.
Hey, folks.
Oh. All right, and so I'm just going to jump to a quick demo of a couple things in Stream. So let's take a look at that video in action. So I'm going to show a few things here. A few things you might be familiar with. So in this scenario, I am somebody at work who, in that video, let's suppose somebody did find an issue in the field, somebody out in the front lines, and they actually found a problem, but they found a workaround, and so they recorded that video and sent it in. And so I'm trying to figure out where that video is or what it is, because I want to get out to more people so more people can fix that issue. So in this case, I'm just going to use search and search for that video and see if I can find it. Bear with the internet here. Has anyone had slow internet lately? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this video, and I'm going to try and make it ready to send to more people, right? So I want to inform more people in my organization about how to deal with this workaround. So I find the video. It comes up at the top of all the videos. We find different places in the transcript where the thermal issue was mentioned, and I'm just going to jump in to take a look at the video. So the first thing for everybody who hasn't seen the demo.
Hey, folks, got your messages.
You'll notice
I'm looking into the unit failure. We will have a permanent fix rolling out shortly, but in the meantime, we've come up with a workaround. It's basically a manufacturer issue where if you're running for a long period of time, and
so that's great. So that video I'm going to be able to send out to everybody in my organization now, and they're going to be able to use. But I think what I want to do is maybe add a form to this, because this workaround worked for this one person, and they're pretty confident, but I want to actually figure out if it worked for a few other people. So I'm actually going to jump over to a form that I made and add this form in, and then just drop it over here into this video. And you can imagine a bunch of uses for this, but I'm just going to drop it in here. Did it work? And add that to the timeline. And so then as somebody watches the video and plays it back.
We've come up with a workaround. It's basically a manufacturer issue where if you're running for a long period of time,
So it's going to pop up there, ask people the question, and I'll kind of get feedback. And so other things we can do to make this video ready to share, maybe the video is a little bit long, so we've recently added trim, and that's rolling out to everybody. So you can actually jump in here and trim the video. And this is helpful for live events too. I don't know if anybody's recorded a live event, but they often have, the beginning and end have a lot of extra noise, so you can just quickly trim that event, save it back. And then the other thing that we've recently shipped is the ability to replace a video. So imagine I send this out.
Hey folks.
And then I decide, actually, that workaround didn't work, and I need to post a new video, but that link's already out there. We actually have the ability now to just simply replace that video in place, and the links all stay the same. And if any of you are supporting your... Yeah!
Yes!
Anybody supporting your corporate comms team knows that that's critical for them to not go around and change links and deal with that problem. So yeah. Other things in here that people might not have noticed, recycle bins out there and available so that people can easily go back and save their content. So hopefully they're not calling you about those problems. So, all right, jump back in. All right. So as I mentioned too, the other place we're focused is on the creation front. So we want to make it easy for people that have information inside your organization that might be trapped. A lot of people across your organization know things and they need to share that. And so one thing we've done is we've introduced in the Stream mobile app a easy-to-use capture functionality that makes it easy to do annotation, text, emojis from the mobile app. If you've seen inside of Yammer, this is that same fluid capture experience that'll be showing up in more Microsoft experiences in the Office suite over time. And then also, we're announcing the Stream screen recorder. So built in to Stream, running out of the web browser, any Chromium-based web browser, you can quickly start screen recordings and capture anything on your desktop. So you don't just have to capture the browser, you can capture anywhere, and then upload it directly to Stream. You're also going to be able to do light edits to that. And now I'm going to quickly show both of those things. So I'm actually going to start with the mobile capture app. So let's get switched over. All right. So we just tap up here, and we do create new video. Well, that's me, but what about you guys? All right. All right. I'm not recording yet, so save your best work. Okay. So let's see here. So let's start with a little text to make it fun here. Ignite 2019. All right, now comes your moment. Get ready. All right, just shout Ignite 2019. 1, 2, 3.
Ignite 2019! Woo!
All right. Then we can quickly flip the camera around. I'm going to drop this off. Oh.
I'm down here.
Oh, we're over here, down here. What? All right. And then we got those clips captured. And so now what I'm going to do is move to the next step. And so, oh, that's us. You can't hear it, but it's in there. And so now the cool thing here is we've actually got a light editor. So if I want to move us over here to do a little introduction, if I want to jump in here, do a quick trim, I've basically got this really quick way to create a piece of video that people are familiar with. And then I'm done. And then hopefully I have internet on my phone. Oh, I don't have internet on my phone. But I was able to quickly create a video and then publish it up to Stream really quickly. The other thing I want to show you, if I can get back to my laptop, I'm going to show you a quick sneak peek of the screen recorder. So now if we go back to Stream, so what I'm going to demo here is imagine you're in your organization. And in this case, I want to teach somebody how to do something really complicated in Excel. Or maybe in your case, you want to teach somebody how to change their password. I hear that's a common occurrence. And so here, I just, if anybody missed that, I basically just went to stream and I hit record screen. And then, you choose whether you want to include the camera that's going to be up here. I hit record now. This comes up. I can do entire screen or just the application window. I can choose whether the audio is included from the device. I hit share. Tells me it's going to start recording. And now I'm going to come back here to this very complicated Excel. And then I teach people how to change some numbers, and look at that. Yeah, it's amazing, right?
No, you're going to learn that today, did you?
You've got it.
Yeah.
So stop recording. Come back here. I can easily preview. Come back here to this very complicated Excel. Okay. And then that same experience you saw on mobile is going to be coming here as well. So you can do that quick and easy editing, trimming, rearranging the clips. And then same thing here. You're going to be able to quickly upload this to stream, same familiar experience, and get this shared out to your organization. So, all right.
All right, I'm going to take that.
All right, take it back. All right, now Christina's going to talk about, now that you've got some content that you want to share, she's going to talk about the ways we're making it easier to get it pushed out to the organization.
Yes, so we can create all the beautiful content we want, but if you can't find it, it's worthless. So we have been working hard with some other teams at Microsoft to get integrated into the Microsoft Search. And so I'm excited to say that that work is underway, and what that means is from any SharePoint browser, from Office.com, you'll be able to search for all of your stream videos, just like you can today with some of your other document types. And we have a session, I have some sessions coming up this week that will do deep dives into things like this and a couple other items that I'll show you at the end. So you can get one snapshot there, and if you want to dive into any of these topics that I'm going to be talking about, we will have a lot of sessions to help you with that. So in addition to search, something else we just announced that is in your tenant today are some new languages for captions and transcripts. This has been a huge ask from everyone, and I won't read through all of those languages, but as you can see on the screen, we are trying to make it easier for all organizations to be able to use content for their entire enterprise. And one more announcement. Hits just keep on coming. We've been working really closely with the Power Apps team. How many people in here use Power Apps? Okay, awesome. All right. Well, very soon you will be able to bring your stream videos into your custom business Power Apps. So secure Power App, secure video, come together. It's magic. So we talked a little bit about how you can find your content, where you can put it to make it more discoverable. But something that I want to talk a little bit more about is once you have done that, you want to know how your content's performing. And so we are very hard at work at creating some analytics for videos. And these analytics will cover everything from views per video, the amount of time that somebody watched the video, even where people are watching it from. So I'm going to take you on a quick tour of some of the stuff that we have coming. So, did I just hear a, ooh? I love it, I love it. I'm glad I'm not the only one psyched about this stuff. So today we have basic analytics that tell you, how many people have watched the video, how many comments, how many likes. What we have coming is, this is just a quick snapshot. So this is my video that I've uploaded, so I'm able to see views, I'm able to see the duration of the average people are watching. I'm also able to see unique views, and so side by side with views and unique views, the unique views are each individual that has come to watch it, and so here I can see that a lot of people watched this a few times. So there's also going to be a little area where you can access a deeper dive into your dashboard. So let's see what that looks like. So here on the screen, I've gone ahead and clicked into my dashboard. We see that same chart in the upper left with my views, and it's a very beautiful visualization that I'm able to see. So in addition to looking at these daily views, let's say I want to look at trends. So I want to see how this video has been performing on a weekly basis. We're building this in as well. And maybe even to extend past that, I want to see how well it's been doing over the past 7 days. And something else we're adding in here is, you might have noticed in the upper right-hand side, we have live and on-demand. So Stream is a platform for live events. We have a lot of customers that are doing their town halls and some of the things we talked about earlier. So here you can separate out if you want to just get your analytics for on-demand videos that you've already uploaded and shared, or in real time, you want to see how live events are doing. So here, the little chart on the right-hand side, this is where I see where people are starting to drop off from the video. And it's very useful because then as you go back and look at your content, you can see, okay, so at this time, we saw a huge drop. We lost a lot of our viewers. It's very teeny on my screen, but I think about 200. We lost a lot of viewers. So it was happening at that moment in time that people decided that this content wasn't something they needed to be watching anymore. And the last point I want to make on this, down at the bottom. So when we put content out there, we often think, okay, we know where we want to put this, where people will find it. That's not always the right answer. People will go where they're used to going, what works best for them. And so this bottom area is very important for videos. You have your corporate intranet sites, you have Yammer, you have your Stream portal, you have Teams. You need to know where people are going to find the content and watching it, what's performing, what's not performing, to help create your strategy around content sharing. And then also devices. This one's very, very helpful as well, because let's say you provide iPhones and Android phones to your employees. Which are they using more? Which ones are watching the live events on their phones? Which ones are watching them on a desktop? And with that, I want to change gears a little bit, and I want to talk to something that is very important to everybody, but especially IT admins. So we get a lot of questions from our IT admins about compliance. And I think one area of compliance that we're working on to address right now is the ability for admins to search across all of Microsoft Stream for any kind of video content they need to find, whether it's description or keyword search. And very important, because if somebody comes to the IT admin and needs something removed and they're not permissioned to access it today, they can't. So this is something that we're working on right now, and we hope to bring to all of our customers in the near future. But to take that a step further and really talk about deep governance around your information, we're working on new features for e-discovery, legal hold, and also retention policies. So in this screenshot, you can see we're going to be onboarding to the Office 365 Security and Compliance Center. And how many admins in here use that today for managed? Okay. And yeah, and yours got one of these, yeah. I wish I could take credit for the work. I'm the mouthpiece. Yeah. Yeah, so we have our teams working very hard on onboarding Stream into that. And what that means is not only will Stream videos be in the center, also Teams meeting recordings. So for any of you that manage your team meeting recordings, deal with your team meeting recordings, this is great news for you. To talk a little bit more deeply about the e-discovery and legal hold, we know that those two things are really critical to your businesses, especially large enterprises where you have legal teams that need to access and review this information when there's an issue, and they need to make sure they can lock it down so it doesn't go away. So we are going to be creating ways that you can look across the video metadata, including titles, descriptions, stuff in transcripts, and make that all discoverable to be able to use it for legal hold. We're also going to be enabling the ability for admins to create labels and assign them to a set of content, and build retention policies to manage things like your team's meeting recordings. So if after 90 days you want them to be deleted, we'll have policies and labels for that. And this is where I say we have a deep dive session tomorrow, and I don't think I have a slide for it. But we have a deep dive session tomorrow on compliance administration that some of our colleagues are going to be hosting, and I'll have a slide with date and time after this in a little bit. Yeah, so that was a lot in a very short time. So I want to recap for you. So today we saw Owen show us a lot about content creation, adding quizzes and polls to videos, recycle bin, trim on videos, things that are already in your tenant today. Additionally, the new languages, you have those available today. Things that are coming very soon will be some of the creation things we saw, the amazing voice enhanced feature that just blows my mind every time I see it, the integration into Power Apps, which a lot of customers are dependent on that to run their business. And then some of the things that we saw, like video analytics, search integration, governance is stuff that the team is working hard on, and we will be delivering to you soon. Okay, and this is just a really calming slide for me. I'll stay on here a minute. So here is a bigger expansion of our roadmap. Things that were recently launched, things we have in development, most of those we've talked about, things that we haven't talked about that are coming in the future. Anonymous sharing, guest access to video, APIs, all things that are very important to a lot of people in this audience. And we've recently updated our public roadmap that has dates associated with most of those. And so that's discoverable there as well. And there's an AKA down at the bottom to make it easy. And lastly, before we open it up for Q&A, here's a snapshot of sessions that if you want to deep dive on admin and governance, Wednesday session. If you want to hear from our customers and learn best practices, Thursday. And then also on Thursday, we have a deep dive into live events across Microsoft 365, so Teams, Yammer, and Stream. So I encourage you to go to that if you're interested in learning how your organization can be doing CEO town halls. Go back. Oh, go back. Yeah. Yeah. Straight. Oh, no, no. We're just happy to have you. And then also some resources. So anybody that's getting ready to migrate, if you want some documentation on how to get up and running with live events and give it a shot, also our tech community, and our research team. There's actually some sheets that you can fill out up here in the front if you have not, if you would like to participate with our stream engineering and research teams and share your thoughts on how you're using Stream, what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong, all feedback welcome. We also have focus groups tomorrow and Thursday. So if you would like to get session info, right up here, somebody has the,
raise your hand.
Yep. All right, yeah, Kyle has those forms, so come on up and grab one from him if you want to participate in the focus groups.
And I'll just chip in on that. Those are a great opportunity to influence very directly what we do next. You know, if you think about that roadmap slide and the things in the future there, we're really looking for that direct feedback from you guys on what's most important and what's going to make your lives better. So, you know, if you can come to those sessions, that really helps us inform what we do. So.
Yep. So let's do this. Q&A.
That was news to me, so I think that's great.
Yep.
Will that be anonymous to the admin so that you're able to see that there's a flag? You know, somebody said something they shouldn't have said, and HR looks at it, because if people know they're being watched at that level, it's gonna affect, you know, kind of adoption.
Yeah. So I think that the short answer to that is we are looking at possibly building a capability that allows people to flag inappropriate content. And I cannot speak to if that would be in the admin center to turn on or off, but...
Is that your question? Like, is there the ability to flag?
Well, whenever, you're showing that, right?
So
yeah.
In the security, you know, there's a security center, and if somebody writes something,
Yeah.
it just shows up as a flag, but it doesn't actually let us know who did it. HR can go into it. Legal can sit there and say, oh, it was this person. I'm going to have a discussion with them. But that administrative layer doesn't need to know who said what.
Right.
It's not their role to decide whether or not something's appropriate.
Yeah, and Joe, would you like to respond to that?
Come chat with me afterwards. I think there's three things at play. There's content moderation and reporting, there's legal hold and people knowing whether they're on legal hold or not, and then there's audit logs of people figuring out what happened. So it's probably a couple things together we should talk about.
Thank you. Hi.
So on your slide here, the anonymous sharing of videos was off in this. We're not going to really talk about dates, but on your roadmap that you just referenced, it says Q2 2020. So those don't seem to be in alignment. So can you clarify the date?
Yeah, I definitely can. Thanks for that question. Yeah, so apparently our roadmap is not updated and it's broken. Where it is in reality on our public roadmap is Q4 of 2020 calendar year. Thank you. Hi.
So thank you for all the new features. They're very exciting. One thing that we didn't talk much about is thumbnails. So I often find that the selection of thumbnails is never the one I want. And then I always have to do something customized. So if there was any options like you guys have now with videos of just putting some stickers on it, putting a text, that I could do my thumbnail right from when I upload my video, would be amazing.
That's great.
Are you guys thinking of that? Should I post it in user voice?
You should definitely post it in user voice. Or the, what's that? The ideas forum, yeah.
Is that the final answer? Are we thinking about it at all? Has it been brought
I've
up?
heard that feedback a few times, and so it's in the backlog, but it's not imminent that we're going to add that feature.
Yeah, so if you can go to the focus group, go, be loud, tell the people what you want, and we do take feedback like that very seriously. So
that's tomorrow where? In the hub?
Kyle has the information on that. He can share that with you. Yeah, thank you so much. Question over there?
Yes. You showed the screen recording feature, and it looks pretty neat. Are you guys also thinking about adding? I know it's a video platform, but like capturing a screen, just like a screenshot, adding your little icons and things on it as well, because just the video part wouldn't replace the tools that I would use. If that makes any sense.
So far, we've just been focused on the video part. I'd be interested in the feedback you have of what your use is for.
Well, I use Snagit a lot for capturing videos and screenshots for building documentation.
Yeah.
And so Microsoft really doesn't have a thing for that. The video looked like it could do that part, but not the still images, which are still necessary.
Okay. Yeah, ask ideas or follow up with us in the booth would be great to understand exactly what you'd want to add to it.
Sure.
So.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Another question about screen capturing. About mobile phones, can you capture the live screen from the mobile? Or do you think about it?
We are thinking about it, but we haven't done that yet.
Hi.
Going back to the features, the anonymous guest, do you have any idea what that's going to look like? Is that going to be like YouTube sharing, where you can, like a company can post out stuff for their customers?
Yep. So we're looking at two I guess paths. One is a guest user authentication, where we share out content with somebody that's outside of our tenant, but they still authenticate to watch it, so they can't forward it to anybody. And the other is what we're calling public anonymous access, which is, like you said, where I have a video, a link, I put it on my company website, other people can see it. Yeah, so we're evaluating those two paths currently. If you have a use case or a concern, or I guess, how are you thinking about using it in your organization?
Well, we've had requests where some of our marketing people want to put stuff out there that will reach the customers.
Yeah.
Or like right now, they'll post it like on Facebook or Instagram. They want to be able to have that available as well.
Right, okay. That is good to know, so kind of from a marketing standpoint, and we'll make note of that as we're thinking through it. Yeah, and If you want to join the focus group too and share that feedback, grab a card from Kyle, because that's exactly what they're looking for. You know, is what we're planning on doing the right thing for our customers? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, I think that's it. All right.
Oh, there's one back there?
Oh.
I didn't even see the back mic.
Yeah, hi.
I'm not the tallest one, so. Can you elaborate a little bit on the host locations of the services used for all the AI stuff? I work for a bank and we're on strict regulations. I would like to know if services are multi-geo and hosted in all the locations in the world.
I don't know if I heard all of the question. So can you repeat the question? I think it was about the AI services and where they're hosted?
Yeah, exactly. Especially, I would like to know where the AI services are hosted. So I work for a bank and we're under strict regulations.
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably be good to talk about your situation specifically, but we do have a bunch of Go locals across Europe to be compliant with all of those regional laws. And we're constantly looking at the changes that are going on with regard to privacy. And so do you have how detailed is your question? Like, is there a specific law that you're worried about, or?
Well, in my case, specifically the Dutch law. So we're on the European regulations, and all data and services must be hosted in the European data centers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we should be good.
So one quick thing you can do is you can go into Stream. I feel weird looking this way and talking to you, but you can go into Stream, click on the question mark in the upper right-hand corner, click About Stream, and you'll see where your data is currently being hosted. It'll tell you where. If that doesn't work for you, maybe file a support ticket, and we can help work with you on that. Off the top of my head, I'm unsure of exactly where the AI service is running, but we talk about where the data is actually placed at rest, and so that's usually what we hear from customers. I'm not sure how to properly answer the AI question, but for data.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Did we have anyone else? Oh, yeah, hi.
Hey, quick question. One, I love that you have kind of crossed the whole PowerPoint idea of doing videos, right, with the clicking, because we've had tons of those in the new PowerPoint where people have created click-throughs for their own kind of training. However, they're ginormous, right? Mm-hmm. Those PowerPoints are. So one question I wanted to ask was, is there a plan or a thought with people who are like, I want to make this video and stream, but I want to play it when I'm not connected to the internet, but I don't want to download the whole thing. Is there any kind of caching or temporary or ideas evolved around that kind of helps those where maybe they're in front of people and the internet is hosed and they want to be able to play that without it being a huge file, kind of like what PowerPoint is doing now to everybody?
So you want to have the stream video in PowerPoint?
No.
Oh.
In stream, but is there a way, meaning, I don't know the size of the files, yes. Right? PowerPoint, anytime you did click-throughs, they were so big, yeah. But they were functional, but you'd always have to play them on, right, local. So with stream, I would hope that, right, primary would be internet connection, but what happens if someone did want to actually play it where they lost connection? Is there,
so in the mobile app,
syncs and all these other things, right?
In the mobile app today, there is offline, so you can actually say, I want to take it offline and take it to go. So there's the start of that functionality. It's currently only available in mobile. Like I did that to actually, before I traveled to Ignite, I took a bunch of things I wanted to do on the plane and brought it with me. So there is that. And so is that the start of the scenario you're talking about? And you're asking, could it be smarter?
Right, because, right, we want to be mobile and we want to have that internet connection and everything else, but, you know, you come places and it doesn't work all the time. Yeah. So, but you got to keep going. And if I'm trying to get people off of some of those PowerPoints, those huge files, and get them to make sense in stream, that's what I'd love to see is that piece.
And so I think that's great feedback. I think we're definitely thinking about that. As you make video more pervasive, and if we want to power Office with video, we have to make it so people have to think less and less about that and not worry that when the critical time comes, if you had a stream video in your PowerPoint, that you're not going to be able to present it because the Wi-Fi is terrible. That you can either warn us and explicitly take it offline, or that we hopefully thought about it for you. And so we're definitely thinking about that.
That's good feedback. Thank you.
Back corner.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you thought of offering any kind of granular permissions? For instance, you want to allow a small group of people to upload to corporate-wide channels, but lock down and then offer anyone to upload to private channels, which also enables them to record their stream or team meetings and upload as well.
I want to let Mark answer.
We do support that today. If you use an Office group as your kind of container model, you can make a public group, and you can say that only the owners can upload content to that public group, and all the viewers just view and they can't actually see it. But then you can also have private groups that could be open to people or locked down to a specific set of people. So if you take a look on our help docs around groups versus channels, we explain it kind of in detail, scenario by scenario of like, I want a top-down kind of one, I want a bottoms-up kind of one. I'm going to give you kind of the settings that you should select for each of those.
Does that help?
I reviewed what they have, and it didn't seem to actually meet that scenario.
Okay.
I can come talk with you after, and we can.
Yeah.
Mark will make it work.
Yeah, and if anyone else has questions, I saw some people over here. Talk to this man.
Another question regarding languages. I know I have not using streams before, but I'm using this video hub. And we are international company. Unfortunately, our tenant has been created in Denmark, and I cannot change the language. How about language capabilities in streams?
Oh, so I think those are two different questions.
My question is about user experience and the menu and those features. Are they?
So I'll say we should be able to solve that problem. And then you're basically asking if the language was English, can you have captions in a different language? So we've definitely thought about that, and that's kind of in the backlog as well.
Yeah, when, Owen?
So one of the things we're trying to be very disciplined about is only putting things on the backlog when we very clearly can commit to delivering that to you guys, which we haven't done a good job on some things in the past. And so that's, in the future, and, when we can place it on the, what's that? Farther future for that. Yeah.
Left side.
And I think, how much more time do we have?
We have -2 minutes and 36 seconds.
I'm just looking for him to
It's a quickie.
give us the.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, go.
One here and then one here.
It would be great if in the SharePoint document libraries, when a video is uploaded, it was automatically hosted in Stream instead.
So when you're on SharePoint, it's like, oh, that's a video, take it to, I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. 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 Let's do it. Let's do it. When
you guys should all come to the focus group. All right, in the back.
Along the same line of what the lady over there was saying is maybe having a sort of offline mixtape.
Sorry, we can't
I can't hear
you.
that mic very well.
Yeah.
Right. I guess it's just along the lines of what the lady was saying over there is having an offline mixtape. So whatever you'd have normally along the banner at the top is actually automatically downloading it. But we've got engineers that have iPads on the go all the time. So if they would have their videos automatically download when they're on Wi-Fi, and then when they're out on the field, where there's no mobile data, you've got the kind of common videos they would need.
Yeah. A little bit like a podcasting kind of thing, offline, yeah.
An offline mixtape.
Yeah.
Quick question on video analytics.
And I think this will have to be our last one, and then we got to get off stage.
Where are we at with streams and the Azure Video OCR capabilities that are tie in there?
Did you say OCR?
Yeah, video OCR.
So like reading stuff that's in the video and.
Yeah. So for example, if I'm going in there, I'm creating a training video, very innocent. All of a sudden, all of this confidential data starts to pop up.
Yeah.
And how am I able to go in there and leverage Azure's analytics and AI in order to prevent me from potentially publishing that to my entire organization, which would put us at risk.
Yeah, that's a good scenario and good use of AI. We don't currently have that, placed on the roadmap, but
Okay, who's the guy who knows everything? I'll get his card and focus group. That's a financial services issue too for the guy in the back.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And thank you everybody for coming. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.